in the background. You have no idea that he's doing it. He's collecting all the information from your senses. He's pulling out the relevant information, and he's getting rid of everything else because you're just getting bombarded with stimuli. So he's pulling out those key pieces of information that you're going to work with. And he does all of this without you, the System 2 thinking conscious thing, really being aware that he's doing it. And you noticed also that he was like in a library setting. So he's sort of associated with all of your long-term memory. So he's got all of that, and that's what allows him to work so quickly and so effectively. And when those people said 10 cents to me, he served up the answer, 10 cents, and this guy, System 2, was just like, yeah, 10 cents. Like, I'm not gonna think about it, I'm not gonna check that answer. He could check the answer, but he doesn't want to because he's lazy, and fair enough. The goal for us should not be always to use System 2. But it should be for us to know when we need System 2 versus when System 1 will be fine. So the idea is, hopefully you want to optimize, allow System 1 to handle everything that they can handle and only hand off to System 2 things that you need to. Now in my travels, I came across these two characters, and something that I thought about later was that they almost embody System 1 and System 2 together. So the question that I asked them was like, how long does it take for the Earth to go around the sun? Okay, so.
How long does it take for the Earth to go around the sun?
Where it goes. It's on 24 hours. Obviously, the light is.
Okay. I asked the question to System 2. He was like, I don't want to, like, what do you think? You know? System 1 over here, what do you think? He's like, obviously a day. It sounds good. Yeah, a day. Sun comes up, sun goes down, yeah. And then what did he do? He just spat it out. He didn't stop to think about it. He was like, obviously, yeah, it's a day. What was amazing about this conversation was this conversation moved on, and I had a whole set of questions that I asked them. I think at this point I was asking them, did dinosaurs live at the same time as humans, or something silly like that. Anyway, that's what I was doing. And then I noticed a pause, and I was like looking at his face, and you could see that he was thinking. You could see that System 2 had snapped into action. So I just didn't interrupt, okay? Watch what happens.
Hey, the Earth doesn't take one day to get around the sun. It takes like a year.
You see the shock on his face. The whole time he was just running System 1, and then at the very end it was like, whoa, hang on, wait a minute. All right. The thing about System 2 is that it is very limited. So this paper came out in '55, it's a classic. The magical number 7 plus or minus 2, the limits on our capacity for processing information. So the idea here was really that you could only handle 7 new things in your working memory that System 2 can deal with at one time, plus or minus 2. It turns out, over the years, that estimate of 7 has been revised down to about 4. And there's a test you can do to kind of assess.
So, the reason why I wanted to show this clip is, in our framework as well, I have, the framework that we developed in this thesis paper. I want to show that. This is a framework, developing a framework for semantic disagreement, interruption, and enigma. This is the framework that I wanted to develop. But here we have used only the encoder based classifier. We haven't, these encoder based classifiers are like a smaller models, and they do simple classification tasks. Recently we have, I think you might have heard about the reasoning models like ChatGPT 5.1. They reason beyond, they take time to respond, they are resource intensive, and DeepSeek especially, that a few months ago it was a famous one because they have used reinforcement learning to enhance its capabilities. So basically these decoder based, all these large language models that we know like ChatGPT, Gemini, DeepSeek, etc., those are decoder based models, and recently they have been equipped with reasoning capabilities. So if we have used them in our interruption real-time interruption time taking models, they would have taken some time and they would have are resource intensive. Just like even in our we are also resource limited. Our resource also limited. So our brain has developed system 1 and system 2. System 1 is fast and it doesn't think much, and system 2 is it takes time to think and it is somewhat resource intensive. So even when we humans are talking, we do this. So sometimes when we want to interrupt, suddenly we get an intuition, we get a feeling to interrupt suddenly, based on whatever the other speaker is speaking. Suddenly we get an intuition that okay, this is wrong, okay, I got bored or something. But after that intuition, we reason further, okay, should I need to interrupt, is this necessary, somewhat we do some other processing when necessary. Otherwise, if we are in a friendly environment with friends or something, somewhat if we have a higher intuition to interrupt, we just do follow system 1 like encoder based classifier and interrupt. Decoder based we use when necessary. So this is the reason I wanted to play with the video, because in our framework we have only developed this part, similarity search, encoder based classifier, and based on this classification only we have made an interruption decision. We haven't imbibed decoder based reasoning model into the framework yet, but in the future if we imbibe this as well, the interruption decisions will be more perfect, more reasoning, more context based. And even if we encoder based classifiers, if we have trained it with more examples, then it would have also become more robust. So that's it I want to say. Thank you for taking your time and seeing my project. I recommend you to go through the project report to better understand the project. I will be uploading it in this video and the project code in GitHub. So thank you very much.